Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are doing great. In this video series, we are going to learn how to make this exterior scene in Blender. In today's video, we are going to learn how to use FSpy, how to import the settings from FSpy into Blender, and how to use that camera setup in Blender and make a scene from the very beginning. Make sure for this video you have downloaded the FSpy application and the reference image, the links to both of which I have given in the description below. So let's get started. Before starting with the modeling process, I first opened FSpy. In this application, we are going to set up the camera for Blender, which we will export later on in the video into Blender. So currently over here you can see there is an option of loading an example project, which we won't choose. For now, we will go into the menu and from there select the load image option. So currently you can see there are 4 lines and the pairs are numbered equally. Like there are 2 lines which are numbered as 1 and there are other 2 lines which are numbered as 2. So now over here you can see the lines which are numbered as 1 are the x-axis lines and the lines which are numbered as 2 are the y-axis lines. Also this can be seen using the color coding. Now the basic thing we have to do is we have to set these lines according to the axis which they have been assigned to. So the lines which are numbered as 1 will be set according to the x-axis and the lines which are numbered as 2 will be set along the y-axis. So this will give us the vanishing point through which the camera will be set. So what I'm going to do is I'll take this first line and drag it over here and I'll set this across this x-axis. And similarly I will take this line and set this across x-axis again. Now this is the second line, so if I was to set it like this, it would be along the z-axis. So we don't want that because this is a line of y-axis. So I'll set it across this plane. Now that I have set this across y-axis, there is only one line remaining, after which we will get the vanishing point. Now that I have done that, you can see we cannot see a vanishing point. This is because we have to do some minor tweaks to allow it to capture the point. Now you can see it is capturing it right now over here somewhere. So now this way it has captured the vanishing point, and which means that now when we will import this thing into Blender, a camera will already be set for us. So now to import it into Blender, we first need to save this. Now that we have set up the camera, let's see how it will work in Blender. Now that we have set up the camera in FSpy, we are going to bring that into Blender and then start with the modeling part of it. So first I will delete all 3 of them by pressing A and then X. Over here in the options I will press import to import that, and you will see this option only if you have turned the settings for that in the preferences menu already. So to do that, first go into edit and then preferences. Over here from the FSpy, when you type FSpy, you will see this option import export FSpy project. So this should be turned on. Over here I will go into the import option and then select FSpy. From here I will select the file which I had saved earlier. And now that I have selected this, you can see that we can see an image and a border surrounding it. So when I pan around the view, you can see this is actually the camera, and when you move into the camera you can see this image which has already been set. Now if you don't want to see this image, what you can do is you can go into the camera settings and from here turn off the background images option off. Then you won't see it, but for now we will turn this on only. So the first step over here is to actually model this gate right in between. To do that, I will first bring a cube into the scene. I will place it somewhere over here, and then by pressing G and then pressing Z, I will scale it along. Then as you can see, it is not aligned properly, so I will move across the y-axis so it is aligned over here. Roughly the edges, the bottom edges should meet. I will press S and then press Z. Now that we have done that, now I will go into the edit mode, select the face select mode and then press G and then Z to move it upwards and also to move this sideways. Yeah, this should do the job for us. Now that we have done this, the second part of this is to model this void in between. Now to create this, I will go into the edit menu, and then over here I will press Ctrl R to bring loop cuts, and then move the scroll wheel to bring it twice. Now I will press S and then X to scale it along the x-axis over here. So these two edges of the void has been created. Now this third edge, for that I will create another loop cut over here. Yeah. Now in the face select mode, I need to select the face through which the void will be created, which is this face. So I will go into the wireframe mode and then press E and then press Y. Now when you go back into the camera mode and you press G and Y to move it, you can set it across using the reference image. So roughly this much would look fine, as over here the edges are somewhat matching. So we are done with this part right now. The next part would be to model these two side walls, and they are also pretty easy. For that I will first add a cube over here, then press X to move it along the x-axis. Then in the top view you can see that this obviously has to be behind this edge, as you can also see this in the reference image. So just go in the top view and then press G and Y first to make this happen, and then press G and then X so that the edges are aligned and not overlapping. Now that we are done with that, half of this work is already done. Now in the camera view, I will just select this face, move it along the z-axis, and then select the bottom face and move it along the z-axis again so that they are aligned. Now to align them perfectly, you can select this snap function over here, and then in this you can select this vertex mode. Now when you press G and then press Z, it will snap it to the nearest vertex, which was this one. So we are done with this now. Now we don't have to model this again. I will go into the modifiers tab, and over here in edit mode I will select the mirror modifier. Now the mirror modifier needs an origin along which it will mirror it. So for this I will select the mirror object as this gate. So now it has mirrored this perfectly. Now the next part involves making this basic floor over here. So for that I will add a cube in the scene and then bring it along the z-axis. Now to make it perfectly accurate, I will again use that snap tool over here and then snap it to the bottom vertex of this gate so that it is perfectly aligned. To confirm that, you can also go into the side view and see it over here. So now what I have to do is I just have to scale it or move these edges so that they are aligned to this reference. So I will move it along the x-axis, and similarly I will do it with this also. Also I will select this edge and move it towards us using the y-axis. So this much should be fine. Now over here you can see that this floor has been divided into 3 smaller pools. So to make these pools we will use the loop cuts to bring the depression in them. So over here first I will also extend this floor plate to roughly around this point. So now over here what I will do is I will add 2 loop cuts in the center and then press S and then press X to scale them along the x-axis. This should be fine. Then again I'll add a loop cut over here for this one and a loop cut over here for this edge. Similarly, now that we have divided it horizontally, I will do it like this also. So I will add a loop cut over here and a loop cut over here. And now you can turn the snap function off, otherwise it will start snapping it to the nearest edge. So I have turned this on and now I have placed it correctly. So now we have divided this part, this and this part will become the pool, and also this one over here. But now for this one we have to again create a loop cut over here. So I will press Ctrl R again and then add a loop cut roughly here and then somewhere over here. So that was all for today's video. All the stuff was very basic. In the next part of the video, we are going to learn how to make the desert behind that arch area. We are not going to model the exact same thing. We are going to use some of our creative freedom and give it a desert look. Also, we are going to set up the basic HDRI and give it some proper lighting. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you gained some valuable information from this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can receive the next update instantly. Thank you.